morning and welcome to the Now Morning Show, where we talk about things that are in the now. And one of the biggest things around the globe is the world's youngest president, who is moving things across the African continent in ways that we are going to hopefully discuss very quickly this morning as we host a solidarity march in support of Ibrahim Traoré. Now this morning, to do that, we are joined by Reanna Galera, part of the planning committee for the event, and Brother Bamweyana, a representative for All Mansions of Rastafari, to tell us more. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning to you.
This is a beautiful conversation to be had because he's been making waves across the globe. Every news story is carrying that, yes, he's one of the youngest leaders. He led a coup because he is very much against any sort of, well, against a lot. But in many ways, solidarity is what he represents as he's unifying many nations. I imagine this would have been the inspiration behind the Solidarity March. Am I correct?
That is correct, yes, because Ibrahim Traoré has galvanized the whole world, I should say, the whole African diaspora, and everyone has now come on board. And he's not just galvanizing the world, but he has also strengthened the spine of a lot of other African leaders. Right. You see, even 2 days ago, there has been another coup in Ivory Coast, in Côte d'Ivoire, where the military has now taken over and gotten rid of that president who was supporting the American General Michael Allen, who wanted to set up a base in Côte d'Ivoire, so that a drone base close to the border with Burkina Faso, so that they can launch the attack against Ebola. So a lot of the people have risen up.
But of course, the intention is not that sort of hostility, because this is a peaceful march.
That's correct.
That is meant to bring awareness and, I imagine, continue to draw attention to the positives.
That's correct.
Tell me then, in terms of coordinating, Reanna, a little bit as to how it was thought out, like the route, for example, location and time, so we get a sense of how we are adding to the positivity of the cause.
Well, en route, the first event, I know you all may have, if you're not familiar with the first event we carried out, it was something that they put together in 48 hours at the Kwame Ture Center. That was April the 30th.
Okay.
And the turnout was applauding. So with this march that is going on globally, we said, you know what, there's our next opportunity to now get people from a wider scope, different groups, cultural groups, and, you know, youths involved in this march that is happening globally. So we decided that, you know what, first we wanted to use Woodford Square, but now we are at Brian Lara Promenade, where, you know, you get a wider audience, people transiting up and down.
Right.
And we're also doing the march from the Kwame Ture Center, where there'll be another African Liberation Day event taking place there. So the patrons from there, they'll be coming down into town, marching from the Kwame Ture Center at 3 p.m. on the 25th of May to Brian Lara Promenade, where we'll already be based there.
Now, when we get to the promenade, what happens
When we get
next?
to the promenade now, that's it. We have artists that will be performing. We have artisan markets, and there'll be speeches from, you know, guest speakers, such as Dr. David Mohammed, and persons from the different mansions of Rastafari and other cultural groups as well.
Now, Brother Bamweyana, how do persons get involved being a part of this? Maybe they can't coordinate because it's already organized, but what can we do beyond the march itself?
Well, what we're hoping is that this activity is going to bring together, especially our young people, who are the ones we are hoping to bring up, because you see, Traoré is really motivating and inspiring the youth. So we're really hoping that we've been doing a lot of promotional work on it through social media and so forth. And so we're hoping again by moving the activity to the Brian Lara Promenade, it's going to at least, even those who may not be aware of it, but, you know, that is always a busy area. And so in itself will draw people who might be curious as to what's going on, and it will be able to elevate their minds and, as to what is going on. So that is partly how we are hoping to reach a wider perspective of you know, our audience, I should say.
Well, it definitely is the right place. The promenade is going to get that attention. But the particulars of Traoré, in terms of his leadership, he's a staunch critic of neo-colonialism. And I'm wondering if there is any parallels or any similarities that we, as Trinbagonians, can draw from his leadership as well.
I'm glad you asked that, because, you know, we're looking at the work that he has been doing with young people and how he has been able to bring together different sectors of his society, especially in the women and other people in rural communities to start their own agricultural projects and so forth, where they have started a lot of factories and things where they're growing their own food and so forth. So I'm looking and seeing how can we now here in Trinidad and Tobago begin to mobilize our young people, especially in the agricultural sector, because you know that is one of the areas that we need to start to produce our own food more.
For sure.
So we are hoping that through forming cooperatives, collective operations, as All Mansions say, we always talk about unity in the community, so that and so doing we can create a lot more economic activities to galvanize our young people, especially,
I like the focus on the young people for sure.
Yeah.
I also like the focus on unity, but this is just one of many activities, I imagine. So, Reanna, are there already other activities that are planned ahead to continue to spread this message and this drive?
That's a nice question you asked. Going forward, we hope that, we'll have other events so that it won't just be this one-time event. What next? So it will have something next so that, the viewing population, they could look out for something more. That we could keep the momentum going, keep the momentum flowing,
And brother, what do you hope that people take away, if a singular message at all, from this march, so that in terms of those other and future events that they want to be a part of, that they carry on that message?
Well, I think the most important message is that Africa has awakened. The lion is no longer sleeping. Africa has awakened, and this is our time, and we are going to change the dynamics of how we build as a people, how we build, see ourselves, and how we need to think about our contribution to the world that has been hidden for the longest time. So this is going to be a time for us to really let our voices be heard.
And that it shall. Now, if we want to hear your voices even more, how can we connect with you guys? Reanna, any contacts we could share?
Well, for me, I'm the founder of a literacy program called Read with Re, where I promote sustainability within my community and promote a sense of loving to read. Because I believe that once I could read, anything is possible. So reading as a foundation to the start, And the youth, focus on youth. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Read with Re. Also I have a Facebook page where I connect with my audience, Jalila Black. So you all can find me there as well.
Beautiful. Brother Bamweyana, how do we connect with you as well?
Okay, well, our headquarters is at the C-Trace in Diego Martin, which is the headquarters of the 12 tribes of Israel. So that is one place we can be connected to the 12 tribes headquarters. And also, well, I would give my number as one of the potential contacts numbers that we can then use as a way to refer to others. And my number is 465-8573.
All right. So we are heading to Port of Spain on the 25th of May so that we can lend our support, show the unity and solidarity that we need to move forward as a nation. Regardless of where you belong on the promenade if you are about progress. Guys, we've got birthdays coming up next on the Now Morning Show. You do not want to miss it. Stick around.